We're still here.
We're still here. Hi.
Hi.
And hi to all of you.
Hi to all of you. Unit 6, running the chemistry of love and joy and happiness, right?
This is a unit that's near and dear to my heart. It's not to me about only dealing with the removal of illness, but how do we live a life where we can actually thrive and flourish, and what's the impact of that on the body?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so you were not to be deterred to do another 4 videos, is that right?
They're short. You'll be happy to know that. Yeah, we talk about the soup that we all live in. What's the balance between what we talked about last week and what we're talking about this week? And then we're going to talk about joy and happiness. What are they? And is that just that big smiley face in the face of chaos? Is that really what it's all about? We're going to talk about love. We're going to talk more about love next unit as well, but we wanted to touch on love from the point of view of the individual, not the relationship. And then we talk about a theory of well-being. So the science of stress really came about starting from the 1930s and was really developed in the 80s. But they haven't gotten around to the love and the joy and the happiness until this century. So that bodes well, I think, for what we have in store for us in the next 100 years.
I think so too. Yeah, this was Seligman's point that psychology really hadn't been so happy until the last 20 years when they developed the strand of psychology, which is positive psychology. So I have a question.
Yeah.
When you were working on all these videos on happiness, were you happier than the week before when we were working on putting together the unit on stress?
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. I like to be reminded, and I like to, my own evolution has been profound in this area. I think that we used to think that happiness was something that happened once in a while, or that big moments of joy were things that took place in special places or at special times and weren't necessarily a criteria for the bedrock of life. And I've since come to feel like my goal is 100% joy and love in everything I do. That they aren't just the Valentine's moments, but they're every moment. And I feel like I've learned the skills to make that happen. That's quite a profound change in my life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really been fascinating working with you on this because I'm still somewhat in the camp of the skeptic, and so swimming around in your wake has been really fun for me.
Good.
So thank you for holding up that standard.
Yeah. Well, it when life is, when it's just that laugh, when you think of joy as just that laugh that comes from a surprise or unexpected, you never know when those moments are going to come. And there's so many moments that come in very different guises that it's easy to feel like, oh no, that's just an impossible standard. But when you think of it as a body's response to life and what is the chemistry happening in it, that you have some control over.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you do. And so here's another question that I'm curious about. Do you sometimes feel that when you're happy for a long period of time that you might tempt the gods?
I've gotten over that. I've had various training in that in my youth, but I've felt like that isn't really what we're about. I feel that actually life encourages that. People like to be in the presence of being cared for. They like being in the presence of joy. And we're not, as we said, putting on a happy face. So it needs to be authentic, but people really like that. And so I feel like they encourage that, meet me, help me in that as well.
Yes, and I'm an example for that.
There you go.
So, yes, the readings and the assignments, and we'll put those on the web, so we don't need to go through that. I think this was lovely conversation, lovely intro to this unit, and
We can't wait to hear what you say.
Yes,
We've really enjoyed your comments, and we look forward to what will come out of this one.
we'll see you next week.